as a CEO of a new venture, and
Mhm.
you've got some really nice traction now and some really nice successes, talk to the audience about what you've learned running a new venture, because you also have consulted as an attorney and advisor to these large entities for a long time. So talk about that story a little bit. What lessons might you pass on? What have you kind of realized
Mhm.
being a small guy trying to
Mhm.
connect to other medium, small, and very large enterprises?
There's a couple pieces. Don't go chasing the shiny penny every time. And it's something that I talk about with my lead engineer very regularly, actually. Our customers give us great input, and we bucket it in different ways, and we work really hard to address it because we really appreciate them and their input, and we want things to be better. But one of the things to keep in mind is to know what you can and can't do. You cannot be all things to all people. And every so often we sit down like, all right, here's all the things people have been asking. This is what we think we can do now. This is later. And we try to be honest with people about where our limits lie. So
Yeah.
my advice to people is don't get distracted by that shiny penny. Because yes, you need to pivot, you need to adapt. We've added new features and things as people have asked us for stuff, and we're thrilled to do it. And it's great ideas. We can just say thank you to our customers. But putting that aside, you have to be careful not to be pulled chasing the other thing. The last thing is it's, selling when you're a small business is much like dating, or at least it was like my dating when I was single. People are going to say no. And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fine, but you have to embrace it. It's sales 101. And I also think a little bit of skepticism. I come as a founder from a slightly different place because this is my industry. And I have great respect for folks in the industry. And I always say there's 2 degrees of separation in the retirement services industry. There really is. So I know a lot of people, so I can talk to people, but really be open to taking input. And it goes back to the hubris comment. Before you go launch and say, my solution's here, buy it, really focus on understanding what your audience actually wants and see what they say. I had some other verticals that I thought PlanPort would be great for.
Mhm.
I talked to them and they're like, no, not for us. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's really nailing down how you're going to do it. And if you are newer to this industry, it's hard because getting those meetings, I know they work with you, which is a great thing. It's hard because everybody has limited time and budget. So the keep it simple, stupid approach makes sense. If you were not an easy button, I know the tech build takes a lot of time. If you're going to make it hard, that's hard. And don't overstate. I have seen so many things that people overstate where they come in and say, we do everything. And the problem is set expectations where they belong. That's just my personal view. Maybe I go too low sometimes because I try not to overpromise,
Yeah.
but that's something that's important to me. You want to do the right thing. Like I put my legal career first and foremost in what I do because the clients, that's my commitment. But it's do that. And one last thing is really to think carefully about and I can, and also remember to use hubris. I could be wrong about all this, just to make that clear. And also use people who are the right experts. I do not practice law in this business. I have my own outside lawyers, and I think it's a good thing. Rick, use your strengths and focus on where your strengths are and figure out where you can leverage other solutions because you don't have, there's only so much time in the day.